Hi everyone, it's Brett Jones, CEO of Create. How are you? People often ask us what we actually do at Create, so I wanted to clarify that for you. We have the world's #1 leadership system for wealth, business, and relationships. Why relationships? Because they cut across all areas of our life. They're so important to us personally because of the way that our brains are designed to be lit up by being in sensational and awesome relationships. It's also essential in business. If you don't have great relationships with your customers or with your team, the business is going to suffer. And it's the same with wealth creation. If you don't have great relationships, you can't build wealth. No one has built wealth on their own. No one. And we work with committed achievers, entrepreneurs, business owners who want a system for easily creating millions of dollars of wealth, happiness, and purpose to their lives. Why purpose? Because if you're doing things just for the money, there's a pattern of behavior with that, and it leads to an inevitable result. People get to the money, they get everything, and they find out it lacks. There's something still missing. So that's why you need the purpose in your life. But I wanted to talk to you today about what limiting patterns of behavior actually are. See, when we're growing up, we come into this world and really we know nothing about it. And we start to try to make sense of it. And events happen to us. And out of those events, we start to form meanings about those events. And eventually, those meanings become patterns of behavior because that's how our brains are set up to operate. It makes it easy for us. Think about when you open a door handle. You don't have to think about it anymore. You walk up to the door handle, you put your hand on it, you pull it down, or you pull it across, and the door opens. You don't walk up to it every time and think, okay, what do I need to do? Same when you're driving the car. Now, after years of doing it, it's become a pattern of behavior for you. You jump in the car, you sit in there, you don't think about having to put the key in the ignition or push the button, putting your hands on the steering wheel, putting your foot on the brake, engaging the gears. You just do it, and it's automatic. And so many of our behaviors are exactly the same as that. When we're leading teams, when we're relating with our loved ones, they do something and suddenly we explode, or we go quiet and shut down and move away from them. Why? Because it's a limiting pattern of behavior. It's not the best response to get what we actually want in that situation. So let me have a look here and I'll show you exactly what I mean. So an event's going to happen in our life. And the event I've used is, let's say we grow up, we go to school, and in class, something happens, or out in the playground, and the kids are mean to us. So that's the actual event that happens in our life. Now it's just an event. It could mean all sorts of things. You could respond in lots of different ways. Maybe if the kids are mean, you slug them. And that creates a different meaning for you. Maybe you shut down and you become a little shyer, not so outgoing like you used to be. And out of that event, you will take a meaning. And let's say the meaning that an individual takes, or you take, is that I am lacking in some way. The kids were mean to me because I'm not wearing the right clothes, or I'm not the right type of person, or I don't look as good, or I don't behave in the way that I should to fit in with that group. And that's why the kids are mean to me. So the meaning can easily become, and it does for a lot of people, I'm lacking. And out of that, out of the meaning, a belief starts to form. And the belief can be something like, well, I'm not going to trust other people. I'm not going to trust people because they're really cruel and mean. And I thought the world was different to that before that event actually happened to me. But now I know the truth about how the world is. And of course, the reality is, it's not a truth. It's just your truth out of that meaning that you've created. And now it becomes a universal or global belief. It's not just those kids, now it's all people. So I have to be cautious. I have to pull back a little bit. And out of that, I start to take an action. And as I take that action, I'm going to hold back. And once that action starts to form, then I practice it over and over again. And eventually, it becomes a limiting pattern of behavior. Now, out of the events that happen to us, there are some really empowering patterns of behavior that we get. And we don't want to alter those patterns of behavior. But the limiting ones, they're the ones we have to recognize. And what I've found over all the years, the 20 plus years now that I've worked with people to help them be bigger, greater, and have more enjoyment in life, is that those patterns are known to us and to you. The problem is, we don't know how to correct those patterns of behavior. And if you have a pattern like I'm holding back, is that going to affect you in your intimate relationships? Is that going to affect you with that beautiful wife or husband that you have? Absolutely. Because as human beings, we read each other. We mightn't talk about it, but we know the other person's holding something just that little bit back. And what about with our kids? Are they going to pick that up? Of course they are. What about in our businesses or our careers? Do our clients know that we're holding just that little bit back? Do we feel that with someone when they do that? Of course we do. And what about with our team? If we're not really open, authentic and real with them, can they feel that? Absolutely. And is that going to affect whether they will follow you? Be enthusiastic about your vision and your purpose. Absolutely. So that one pattern is going to cut across your whole life, whether you can see that or not. And if you want to change that, then that's why we created Ignite Your Life, the leadership seminar. Because what happens within that seminar is literally that pattern that was created collapses. It will no longer operate. Literally, it's like, and a new pattern that you want, not because we say so, but because you decide you want a new pattern of behavior, it just gets programmed, dropped right in there. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that the way to actually change those limiting patterns? Instead of trying to struggle with them and trying to alter that behavior. Because we've all done that, and we know it doesn't work. So that's what Ignite is actually about. And that's why we run that seminar. And we run it now in Perth, Brisbane and Sydney, and very soon other locations. In 2013 we're coming to Melbourne, and we're going to be coming overseas too. So thank you for listening. I hope this has given you some great insight as to how you can actually alter, improve and make your life absolutely awesome. Because the reality is, when we shift those limiting patterns, we feel sensational. We come across to people like we're sensational. And that has an immediate impact on who will deal with us and who wants to be around us, who wants to hang with us. So thank you so much. I hope this has given you some great information, and I look forward to catching up with you soon. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.